Hi, family. Yep, it's another terrific Thursday, day 9 of our 21-day challenge. When I first started working for the railroad, I worked in the mailroom, sorting the mail and delivering it to all the different departments before business actually opened up. One morning, I was delivering mail and I walked into the office of the director, and there he sat. He had came in early, but I recognized him. His name was Emmett Henderson, and he was an elder of the church of a congregation there in Topeka. Now, I knew of Emmett from singings and from gospel meetings and things, and on occasion he would come down to our little small country congregation in Overbrook and deliver a lesson to us on Sundays. So Emmett got to visiting with me and wanted to know how I was doing, and I told him, well, I just hired out for the railroad trying to earn some money and everything. And he says, if you're thinking about the railroad, why don't you check out our department? And of course I didn't know what they did. And he said, basically we're a department of computer programmers. He said, it's going to be the way of the future. The way the railroad is going to be computerization. So he encouraged me to check it out, and I thought, well, why not? So I started doing some research and checking, and it seemed pretty interesting. So I found out that I needed to go to night school, so I started in my night school for about 13 months. And occasionally, I'd see Emmett in the office, and he had asked me, he said, how's things going? I said, well, they're going pretty good. I'm going to night school to become a programmer. And he said, it'd be a great career. He says, I encourage you to stick with it, and through that encouragement, that was a life-changing suggestion that he made, encouraged me to endeavor upon. Not only was it changed my career path, but it gave me a good career, and that ended up in a very good retirement and everything. And Emmett, I thank you for encouraging me to check that out. I'd also been encouraged by reading books written by an author by the name of Zig Ziglar. He's a motivational speaker and author. And I associate his humorous one-liners somewhat with some of the wisdom we find in the Proverbs. For example, he says, motivation and encouragement never last. Neither does bathing. That's why we need them daily. That just, as I say, kind of tickles my funny bone there. But also, on a more serious note, one of his writings I found goes like this. When you encourage others, you in the process are encouraged because you're making a commitment and difference in that person's life. Encouragement really does make a difference. While reflecting on encouragement and the difference it makes, I think about a New Testament man by the name of Joseph. No, I'm not talking about Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, but I'm talking about a person that we better know as Barnabas, a nickname that the apostles gave him, meaning son of encouragement. Some of Barnabas' accomplishments was he was one of the first ones to sell some property and give the money to the church, so for the needy, for the new Christians. After Saul, who later we know as Paul, was converted and became a Christian, he stopped his persecution and started serving the Lord. After that, a lot of the Christians, they were very leery of Paul. A lot of them thought this was nothing more than a trick that he was trying to pull so he could find out where more Christians was so he could persecute them. But Barnabas, he basically took his life in his own hands. He went and he confronted Saul, and he determined that he was truly a converted man. He truly did want to spend the rest of his life serving the Lord. So anyway, then Barnabas took Saul, he took him to the other apostles. They were leery of him. But through encouragement and everything, Barnabas convinced them that, hey, Paul was the man. Paul was a person who was going to help spread the word of Christ throughout the world. Also, Barnabas, he was first one to travel with Paul on a missionary journey. When the church was first established in Antioch, the apostles, they sent Barnabas to Antioch. Acts 11 has this recorded for us, and they said they sent Barnabas off to Antioch. Then when he arrived and witnessed the grace of God, he rejoiced and began to encourage them all with a resolute heart to remain true to the Lord. For he was a good man and full of the Holy Spirit and of faith, and considerable numbers were brought to the Lord, all because of encouragement. You know, Barnabas' encouragement was a very crucial in the early church. Encouragement's very crucial in the church today. You know, last Sunday I was very encouraged. Yes, I've enjoyed home church. That was nice, but we had drive-in church. And like I say, I was very encouraged. I got to see brothers and sisters I have not seen in weeks. We got to visit, talk, laugh. Yes, we even had social distancing hugs. Bobby Lynn gave me the biggest old hug. I've really been missing those, Bobby, but thank you. Anyway, it was a great time. I enjoyed, like I said, visiting with people, and I was encouraged by people who said that they enjoy these dose messages the elders give each day and everything. And we thank you for that encouragement, because it means a lot to us and everything. But hey, if you were unable to make it last week and you can this week, that will be great. We enjoy having you there. You know, instead of saying amens, we get to honk the horns or flash the lights. You know, Jason, I've been looking at some air horns. But anyway, I do encourage you all to come out and said, on behalf of the other elders and myself, may the Lord bless you and keep you. You know, just keep on smiling, because smiling is a great encouragement.